Big story of the day, the Prime Minister has now graced the World Government Summit as the guest of honor. He has thanked the UAE President Al Nahyan for extending this invitation to this summit. He stated that Dubai is becoming the global epicenter of economy, commerce and technology. He's further highlighted that the Indian government's motto for minimum government, maximum governance is becoming the highlight of how India operates as an ideal economy. He has also further highlighted the need for creating an environment in which sense of enterprise and energy in citizens grows. In fact, visuals right now on your screens of the virtual lunch that the Prime Minister is now holding in Dubai. This is the Bharat Mart, where the Prime Minister has virtually taken part in. Right after the World Government Summit, this is the next engagement that the Prime Minister has involved himself in. India and Indian nationals, in fact, constitute a large percentage of the population in UAE, and Bharat Mart is one such example of the initiative taken by Indian nationals in UAE. Dr. Sharad Kohli on the telecast with me. Dr. Sharad, quickly a response from you with regards to how investments have continued to see an uptick when it comes to India-UAE trade relations. There were a number of MOUs that were also signed between the President of UAE, Al Nahyan, and the Prime Minister.
Well, thank you, Megha. I think India-UAE relations seems to be growing stronger than ever. 38% of the diaspora, that total diaspora that, or shall I say, the total percentage of population of UAE belongs to India. And such a massive, and we are also the largest inflows that come into India by way of foreign exchange. They come from UAE, for that matter. And UAE is India's third largest trading partner also after China and the US. So I think the relations seem to be growing stronger, and I think the personal bonhomie of the Prime Minister with Sheikh Zayed is clearly showing up. This whole the temple inauguration, which is going to happen, Megha. Let me tell you, I was a frequent visitor of Dubai, and the only temple which used to be there in Dubai was in Bar Dubai. There's a place called Bar Dubai where a temple and a gurdwara, everything was integrated into a very tiny little building. And this was the same country which once upon a time never used to permit you to take even pictures of Indian gods in your luggage. You were not allowed to carry. So I think the personal rapport of the Prime Minister is now showing up. I mean, such a change of mind. Obviously we've had a generational change in the kingdom of UAE also, because it was his late father who was in the role. But then I think it's a clear indication of very revolutionized thinking of UAE, matched with the personal rapport which Prime Minister has built, which is why we are seeing such a large and the only temple in UAE coming up, at that scale. It's for people who've lived in Dubai, and for the people who have been dealing with UAE for a long time, they'll find it very hard to believe that this country is allowing this kind of temple in a 27-acre land area, that too selected by the Prime Minister. He told Prime Minister, you pick up a place and I'll tell you. And I think this is converting to energy partnerships. This is converting to trade partnerships. And Megha, very importantly, this is converting to financial technology partnerships. So I think, and with the IMEC supporting the whole backbone, I would say IMEC has been the backbone of this whole relationship. The India-Middle East Economic Corridor, I think, as Prime Minister rightly said, for the next 1,000 years, this corridor is going to change the entire way in which trade is done between this region and that region.
I absolutely agree with you. In fact, with the intergovernment framework agreement that has also been signed between UAE and India yesterday, between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the President of UAE, Al Nahyan, it is in fact the second step that has now been taken, as was the announcement that was made at the Delhi G20 summit, and very rightfully mentioned by you, Sharad. I'm also going to bring in I have me Gautam Mukherjee, and Gautam, quickly a response from you, particularly with regards to the honor that has been given by the UAE to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is Incidentally, amongst the three guests of honors, which includes India, Turkey and Qatar, what significance does it hold for India and its presence and importance in the Middle East?
Well, I think this is becoming a region in itself. First you had the Gulf and the Gulf states. Now the Gulf states, with the strong initiative of the UAE, seems to be embracing India into a sort of multiple relationship, not just economic, but defense and training and education and technology. This is the second time that Narendra Modi has been asked to present a keynote address to this particular forum. And he, of course, made the speech quite short but hard-hitting, explaining many of the new initiatives that have been taken by India, New India, and this is something that is deeply appreciated in the UAE. And also, of course, they are already the third largest trading partner, and with more and more exchanges and interlinkages, this is likely to grow from strength to strength.
Right.
That there were other people there, Turkey and Qatar that you mentioned, amongst the eminent guests, indicates that perhaps Qatar is right for a closer relationship with India from all indications, diplomatically speaking. Mm-hmm. And India has always not held the Turkish hostility as part of the OIC against it. We participated voluntarily and immediately when their big earthquake took place. And it might not be very long before Turkey becomes a favored nation in terms of how India is viewed.
Okay. But okay. Also, talking about the temple that is going to be inaugurated, obviously that's the big ticket program that has been the focus of people across the globe. At one side, we have certain sections of the media, global media, who are touting this as an agenda of the BJP government for a nationalistic, Hindu nationalistic India and its message that is going across, whether it is Middle East or it is the rest of the world. But on the other hand, when we talk about the Middle Eastern nations, Islamic nations, we take a look at Saudi Arabia and the UAE. These are moderate Arab nations, and how they are embracing India, embracing Hinduism, and thwarting and putting to rest the two-nation theory and the Kashmir issue that had continued to raise its ugly head as a quote-unquote Muslim issue, and how the OIC used to hammer home the point, and the transformation that has happened over the years, where there is only Pakistan and perhaps in accompaniment Turkey who continue to raise this point, which is in all futility, because the OIC at this point does not look at Kashmir as an issue.
Today is Basant Panchami, Saraswati Puja. It's an auspicious day for him to go and inaugurate this temple. It is the first of its kind in the Gulf, in the sense that it is a vast and very opulent looking temple, which showcases Indian temple tradition on 27 acres of land donated by Sheikh Zayed. It is a profound moment. It is tolerance. It is modernity. It is, a closeness that is felt towards the present administration and the prospects and future of India and UAE's part in it. Their investments will rise. Their cooperations, we're already doing military maneuvers with them. They help whenever we brought in the Rafales, they were refueled in the UAE. there is a lot of cooperation. All the people that we want extradited earlier, all a criminal had to do from Pakistan or India is land up in Dubai and he was out of our reach. Now they're promptly handed over from the UAE, from Saudi Arabia. It is a sea change in the way things are done. Pakistan has made a mess of itself, and this is something that the entire Gulf is probably embarrassed about ever being close to these people and the kind of mess they've made of their country. As far as Turkey goes, I think, as I said before, that the relationship will improve with India now. The last point, which I made earlier in the morning when I spoke to, when Uday was anchoring, is that while the corridor is going to go ahead and so on, we should anticipate some interference and strength coming from China, which often uses Pakistan as a proxy, but this time it'll probably use
Interestingly,
Iran.
Turkey, when the announcement came at the G20 leaders summit, Turkey was one of these major proponents. In fact, non-proponents. It spoke about how there has to be a corridor that needs to pass through Turkey, and quite questionable about why an IMEC with India included as a major partner has been announced.
Well, it's a contest between the Belt and Road initiative of Z's and this new thing that is backed by the United States and Israel and all of the Gulf and Europe. So it is, and we've come in later and seem to be making great progress on this. But I expect some problems from China wherever they can manage to engineer it, perhaps via Iran, where they have a fair amount of closeness. But, once the Arabs make up their mind, they can be very forthright and brave. I mean, they did stick by Russia when the sanctions were applied, and that made life a lot easier for Russia. They appreciated India's independent stance, and I think they'll take a cue from all that.
Completely.
Can China bully these people?
Nations, the Arab nations are a strong nation when it comes to the economic power they rest, when it comes to the strategic power they rest, because of oil that they are the producers of and the exporters of across the globe.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.